Hello, my name is Travis Lenz and this is Ulrich acre. Just need a quick little video showing my property, our property. This here is the studio, single room that we use as accommodation. That road there is Ulrich acre. Behind that is not our property, just a field. Right now they're growing clover. This is some of my accumulation for waste vegetable oil fuel. I'm going to fill that tank with biodiesel for heating the house and these buildings. This is our garage. We've got like a little mason beehive up on the side there. Just put it up this year. I don't think we've got anything in there yet. And this is our little patio area. We've got an outdoor fireplace that I plan on using more this fall. We're potentially planning a whole outdoor kitchen, and I wanted to use that outdoor fireplace to heat this hot tub, which we'll hopefully have hooked up soon. You can see I've been doing little demonstrations here. I've got little trials with a little container. I put some of the thick waste vegetable oil that we can't use for fuel. Just basically dripping it down that tube into the fire, and it's just easy way to generate heat out of the waste products. So I'm going to be basically putting a metal plate over the top of this, and then have some coils in there, basically made out of steel pipe, to heat up water. Over here is our little herb garden. I've got 3 different grapes growing up each post of the trellis. So hopefully a couple of years we'll have all of the grapes up in there. Got lilac in the middle. That's a jostaberry, which is a cross between a currant and a blackberry. Black currant and a gooseberry. And I've also got a bunch of herbs in there. Sage, oregano, parsley, chives, and a couple blueberry plants. This is the main house, which we live in, 3 stories. That's our diesel fuel tank that will be filled with biodiesel soon. This is to come into the house. Can't really see it too well, but out in that bottom right there is our main drain for all our gray water. Anything non-septic just goes into our gray water system. We have 2 fig trees planted along the house on the south side because it tends to get a lot of heat, and that gray water tube goes underground and goes into our little gray water system here, where I've got a grape growing next to it, so it just gets lots of water. This here is actually our tower that our windmill is attached to, which currently just powers some outdoor lighting, but we'll do more later. And I got these 4 poles at the garage sale yesterday for like $7 a piece, or like 20 foot long, so I just stuck them up there sort of inspirationally, thinking, they could be used for a teepee. Not sure what I'm going to use them for yet. Like I say, this little gray water area, everything grows like mad here. We have cattails growing in there. That's just mint. Got some comfrey, plantain that just basically grew wild, and it's huge. I might use that for a tincture. It's growing really well. We've got an in-ground trampoline, which is always fun. Outdoor play area for kids. It's our pond over there. I can show a little bit later if I go over there. A couple elderberries, a black and a blue. I think that's the blue, and the black's over there. This is our main garden. I don't know how well you can see the design, but it's a sort of like a set of interacting ripples, sort of circles, that come in and meet in the center. We're just working on our fall winter garden over there. There's a bunch of cabbage. Brussels sprouts are growing like mad. We got beans down the side here. Swiss chard, which we didn't eat much of that. Tomatoes, and these ones are actually going pretty good. We already got some ripe ones on there today. And here we have marionberries and strawberries. And then I have marionberries going all the way down the side. These little corners are blocked in, and that's going to be a strawberry patch down there as well. I have some purple garbanzo bean going along the back side. And this is my start of my little berry patch. These are all goji berries right here. I'm planning as a whole complete goji tunnel. I'm going to do those up high on a trellis and have another one next to it, and basically have a walk-through tunnel. So you got blueberries, gooseberry, the black currants are huge. We got a decent amount of fruit off them this year. Goji hasn't set fruit yet. They're late at producing fruit, so hoping I'm going to get some pretty little purple flowers. That's my mulberry, I think also known as Illinois everbearing. I heard they give us some pretty amazing long huge fruit. I've never actually tried them, so it's growing really well. So then we got more blueberries. It's a low bush variety, like a wild. Some couple different gooseberries. This gooseberry right here, you can really see it. The chicken's got all the berries off of it, but it had these huge gooseberries. So I definitely want to get lots of cuttings off this one next year. Another currant, another goji, and then there's my patch of around 80 blueberries. We just got the underground irrigation set up, so it's all on drip line and emitters, which is such a convenience. There's the other angle. I never did mention that I also have a cottage on the property right there, which is actually a 3-story building. There's a full basement, full main floor with a loft. It's got a cool net in there, a little solar panel. There's the studio again and the pond. So we have about 20 free-range chickens on the property. You can see a better image of the main house and our windmill. That's actually a huge dogwood over there. It's not doing the best, so it needs some water. You can see from over here, you can see our garden, and that's what we call the caretaker residence. It's a little shipping container, 8x20 with an outdoor bathroom, hot water, and everything included. These are all black currants that I've got planted. And then down this last row, I've got soaker hoses and a ton of different black currants, red currants, white currants, jostaberry, gooseberry, goji berry, honeyberries, and I have grapes down there. Those are linden blue grapes that I'm going to plant along the property line. So it's basically my nursery bed on the side, and I'm going to probably expand that double fold next year, have more on this side, just to have a ton of rooted cuttings. I'm going to just take cuttings off all the berries I have, order a bunch, get a bunch from Cloud Mountain and put them in there. That's, I don't know if you can see that very well, but Aronia berry. They actually did produce some decent berries. Not the flavor, most flavorful is berry. A couple sea berries. See, they have more currants going all the way down here, and future expansion here. These are my sunchokes, also known as Jerusalem artichokes. I originally planted these for the eventual purpose of making fuel, alcohol fuel, and maybe a side purpose of alcohol for human consumption for sales. I think it'd be a neat concept to do a 100% locally sourced local craft brewery or craft distillery to make alcohol. But last year I ended up selling them all to a CSA growing in Washington, and they bought them all, and they actually said they're going to buy them all this year. So I'll probably end up selling them and just maybe do some trials with making alcohol. This is my old pig pen area where we planted corns and beans, and as you can see, they're just taken off. The pigs fertilized it very well. 3 different kinds of corn. No, like not sweet corn. I've got dent corn, flint corn, popping corn, and parching corn, which is all the type of corn you let dry. And these are all bush beans, which you also let them dry and eat them as a storage crop. I like the idea of storage crops because then they're always there for you, after the sun shines during the winter. Our chicken coop, like I say, the chickens just really hang out in there at night. And this is our rabbit pen, which is just basically getting into production. Basically, it's a pen where we have some wild rabbits, but right now the only wild rabbit we have in here is Flo, which you see, he comes in the cage to eat, but he's totally free. Hey Flo. And then here's the mama and the babies. They are so cute. You can see them in there. Just fed them some clover. Beautiful rabbits. These are all silver fox. You see we have gray silver fox and black silver fox. The mom was a gray. Father was probably a black. So pretty soon we're going to separate those females and the males. Hey Flora. He's fairly friendly. He likes me. And put him in those cages, which we got for free, which are pretty sweet. And the females are going to stay around here for a little bit longer. We're going to keep 2 for breeding, the rest are going to be for meat. These are blackberries. You can see they're just beautifully ripe right now. These are just, where am I? Growing all over the property, like obviously a little too much. But they're nice to have, hard to keep cut back. So there's my shop. That's my little VW Rabbit pickup truck that I run on veggie oil. This is my little garden here where mainly I'm growing asparagus. I also planted garlic, which I just harvested. black currants down the side, kiwis, aronia berry, and golden raspberries. And I've also got 3 walnuts that I'm growing up there that I'm going to eventually transplant. And here's my shed. It's a bit of a disaster. There you see my garlic. Ooh, it's all like 4 different varieties of hardneck garlic. It's called Music, red chestnut, crystal inspiration, and some elephant garlic too. So this little thing runs on straight vegetable oil. This is our last of our manure pile. Like I said, these containers all come complete with HVAC, heating and air conditioning, and electrically wired in. There's Cami and her doll. And the studio here, we've got another couple of figs growing out front. We've got a kiwi growing up the side, and then we've got hops growing up this side, which maybe eventually for beer production. I also just like the use of hops for other areas. This is our native cherry tree, which did produce a lot, but very sour. And we put in like a Rainier cherry to replace it eventually. Inside here we've got our guinea pigs, which these are just pets for our daughters. You can see them in there, but there's 3. There we go. Fifi, Puff in the corner, and Shrimp. And our pond, and there are actually fish in there. I transplanted some willows that are rooting, some lilies, some reeds. I just transplanted several water plants. Cattails down there, and that's sort of like the little gray water. It just goes down there, gets like a biofilter, I guess. And we also have irises growing in there.